Hey guys, I'm here again to distract you, and I figured today I would go on a rant about something that makes me genuinely angry. Um, what makes me angry, I'm mad at Fall Out Boy. I'm mad at him. I've been mad at them since like 2015. I'm mad, and here's why. So, imagine the year's 2001. Joe, Patrick, Pete, Andy in Chicago, Illinois decide to create one of arguably the best little rock punk bands that transcends multiple musical stylings and genres. Everybody's into it, but not until 2005. I'm aware that they put out an album in 2003 called Take This to Your Grave. Nobody knew about it. They were still very small. But 2005, they drop an absolute banger, dude, Under the Cork Tree. Mwah. Amazing. I remember where I was the first time I heard From Under the Cork Tree. And that whole, are you more? I was in middle school, 2005, so that means I was 13, 14. Those years, those very critical, angry, angsty years. But I hear this absolute banger on the school bus, because I don't know if your bus drivers play music, but mine did, and they start playing the song, and I was like, "What is that?" That is the anthem, and everybody's like, "It's this new band, Fall Out Boy. You should check it out." And I was like, "Okay, cool." In this time period, music on the internet isn't a thing, so I go to, Best Buy, I think? Best Buy, or this place called FYE, stood for Free Entertainment, and you bought CDs and movies there. And I buy From Under the Cork Tree by Fall Out Boy, so I can listen to the rest of it, because I'm like, this first, their single's great. Let me listen to the rest of it. Oh my god! The names of the songs themselves were amazing. Our lawyers made us change the name of this song. Champagne for my real friends, real pain for my sham friends. I would come home from school, in middle school, throw my backpack down in my bedroom, fire up my boom box, pop in that CD, turn it on track number 1, because every song is a banger, if I'm being honest. Every song slaps. And fire up the old GameCube, pop in some Simpsons Hit and Run, and listen to that album from start to finish multiple times a day, every day, until 2008. 3 years of From Under the Cork Tree. I'm sorry, 2007. 2 years of From Under the Cork Tree. What a time to be alive. 2007, they're like, we have another album. It's called Infinity on High. Again. Bangers. How did they do it? Oh my god. So good. The album is so good. I remember driving to... My parents did road trips. I never flew on a plane until I was like 24. Let's not get into that. But we would do a lot of road trips. And I remember sitting in the back of the car with my CD player, little Walkman, and my headphones in, listening to Infinity on High over and over again. Oh, it was so good. Okay. So a year later, they come out with Folly of Doom. Arguably better than the first two. I'm getting so mad. Folly of Doom is so good. However, it has a song on it called What a Catch, Johnny. And amazing song. I'm not saying that it's a bad song. It includes lines from all of their singles. So lines from like Thanks for the Memories, singles from all of their, when I say all, I mean their previous 3 albums, at the very end of the song. And the music video is Patrick, the lead singer, casting away all of this like memorabilia from the music videos, and I remember being like, are they gonna break up? And they go on hiatus for 5 years. 5 years without a Fall Out Boy album. I don't think they ever announced that they were on a hiatus. It just happened. I mean, they're grown men. They go get wives, girlfriends, whatever, have children, so on and so forth. So, like, but they never said that they were on hiatus. They just stopped. A la My Chemical Romance, right? So everybody's like, Fall Out Boy's done. That's it. That's the end. What a time to be alive, ladies and gentlemen. And then 2013 happens. Now, their last album was released when I was a freshman in high school. 2013, I'm in college. I'm old. I've grown, I've matured, but then all of a sudden, one day, Fall Out Boy uploads this picture of all of them smashing records into an open fire, and the caption is "Save Rock and Roll," and I'm like,
oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone?
I called all of my friends from high school. I was like, "Yo, it's happening. Post up. We gonna go. Let's see what happens." Because I knew that they were gonna release another album, and that means a tour. And as an adult, you can get tickets because you have a job, and you can go on tour. So, of course, they drop what I believe was a good post-hiatus record. Was it as good as the previous 3? And then Take This to Your Grave, I later listened to from 2003, so the previous 4. Is it as good as those? I didn't ask you. Excuse me, ma'am. She literally wasn't even born yet, so I don't even... Oh my God, okay. Yeah, go frolic. I'm in the middle of a rant. I don't want you to catch any of that heat. You ain't ready for that smoke. Okay. So, they release Save Rock and Roll. And I thought it was good for a post-hiatus record. Did it slap as hard as the other ones? No. I really thought that the song titled after the album, Save Rock and Roll, especially with a feature from Elton John, was good. But, you know, it was fine. I wasn't mad at it. I enjoyed it. I listened to it through and through. I thought it was great. So good, in fact, that I went and saw them on tour 3 times that year. At the USF Sun Dome, at the House of Blues at Downtown Disney. I'm not going to call it Disney Springs. And again at the... God, this one amphitheater has changed its name so many times. I think at the time it was the Live Nation Amphitheater. Now it's like the... It used to be the Ford Amphitheater. It's in Tampa, okay? They were all in Tampa and Orlando. Saw them 3 times. Every time, it was amazing. One of the times, Panic at the Disco, which is just Brendon Urie, opens for them. Do I have to say anything else? The one in Tampa at the amphitheater, Paramore opens for them. Are you hearing me? Like, it was just so nostalgic. It was so good. There were a few times when Brendon Urie opened for them. That was the one at the Sun Dome, I think. He sang some songs with them. So good. So good. It was so good. Life was great, man. Nothing mattered. And they were like, we're out of hiatus. What's up? And I was like, thank you. Like, this is it. This is happening. Okay. So, you know, we're riding the Save Rock and Roll train. They're generating revenue by going on tour and selling merch. I bought a ton of merch. I bought t-shirts. I bought the record on vinyl. I bought the physical and the digital copy, which I don't think I needed to do. I think you can just get the digital copy from the physical copy of the album, but it was 2013. It was a new frontier, okay? Anyway, we ride that train for 2 years consistently, and then they're like, okay, in 2015, a little bit, we are going to release our next album. It's called American Beauty American Psycho. What a title, okay? That's a great title. You can pre-order it now, and it's like a couple months in advance. Pre-order it now. I said absolutely pre-ordered it on iTunes. The night that it dropped, I get a notification on my phone. Chelsea, it's time to listen to your Destiny. All right, I'm there. I start listening to this album. I don't know what happened on American Beauty. You know what? Yes, I do. Buckle up. They said in an interview that American Beauty, American Psycho was the first album that they made that was not inspired by any other artist. Okay, do you want to tell me why you sampled music on that album then? They literally sampled music from the movie Pulp Fiction in a song about Uma Thurman. One of the songs on there was also written for Big Hero 6, which I'm not mad about. It just wasn't good. Why put that on your album, man? Like, put that as a single for Big Hero 6. Why are you sticking that on your own album? I'm getting angry. Okay. So I let them have American Beauty, American Psycho as their one little, we're trying to find our footing here, okay? I think that some of them had just gotten married. I think Patrick might have just gotten married at that time or just had a kid. Like, a lot of stuff is going on. Patrick also, like, cut off his mutton chops. I genuinely believe that his power was harnessed in those mutton chops. The minute he cut those mutton chops off, it was over. So, that was 2015. Didn't go see them on tour. Was not happy with that. I think that, like, the general fan base was also a little iffy on that album. But I could continue to listen to Save Rock and Roll and all the other stuff because it hadn't been that long, right? Okay. 2018, 2 years ago, they start releasing the singles off of their album Mania.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
I cannot put into words how upsetting that album is. There's not a single song on that album that is good. Now, look at me, look at me, look at me. I am a 28-year-old woman, and I lived through the entire Fall Out Boy discography up until this moment, from 2003 to 2018. Okay? Mania is exactly that. It makes no sense in their discography. It genuinely... It's just like... They were trying so hard. You can tell that they were trying so hard to remain relevant and to bring in some of the new style of music, like very dubsteppy, electronic-y, when that was never their original sound. It was, straight up like guitars, bass, vocals, and drums. Like, that was it. None of this extra, like, kind of stuff. It's awful. It's awful. And I don't understand the llama thing. It's like a running gag in all of those music videos. Compare that to Save Rock and Roll, when that comes out in 2013. 5 years prior to that, when Save Rock and Roll comes out, they make a music video for every single song. And they all are a story. They're all connected. Where one ends, the other one picks up. Was the story, like, good or anything? No, but 2 Chainz was there. Oh my gosh, Mania is so bad. It's so bad. It's upsetting. And that was 2 years ago. I don't even know where they are at this point, or what they're doing, or, like, they tried to release... First of all, they tried to guilt trip me, and I'm not here for it. Because before Save Rock and Roll came out, they released this album called Believers Never Die, and it's just like They're singles from the other records. A couple of them are acoustic versions. They sound really good. I got it because, like, yeah, I'll take some acoustic versions. I'll continue to support you. You made good music. But then recently, they put out another installment of Believers Never Die, Volume 2, and it just contains mostly tracks from American Beauty, American Psycho. There's a couple from Save Rock and Roll. It's very heavy on those two. There's like one track from Mania, so they know it's not good. And I'm sorry that I'm contradicting the point of that album title, that Believers Never Die, but this believer is dead. Because you gave me 2 albums that were progressively worse. You reeled me in with Save Rock and Roll. I was there for you. I was supporting you. I was happy for you. We all rooted for you. And then you give me American Beauty, American Psycho, and Mania? I'm trying to figure out who asked for those. Because it wasn't me. Okay? So Fall Out Boy, if you're listening, I'm both mad and disappointed. Okay? Listen, it's been 2 years. It's time for you to release another album. It needs to be better. I didn't even buy Mania. I'm sorry, but I didn't. I watched the first 2 music videos that you dropped with your singles, and I didn't buy them because the music wasn't good. I listened to probably half of every other track, and I couldn't get through it because it's not you. It's not you. At a certain point, I was like, do they even play instruments anymore? Because this is all electronic. What are Andy and Pete and Joe doing while you, Patrick, are singing on top of all this electronic music? I don't believe that you have trained Pete Wentz to, like, electronically mix all of this music for you. I'm sorry, but I don't buy it. He's busy. He has a family. Anyway, that's my rant about Fall Out Boy. I guess we'll see soon what they decide to do moving forward. I'm hoping that because My Chemical Romance came back, they're going on tour, and hopefully they put out some really, really, really good music from what that matches their discography, that Fall Out Boy will reconsider and go back to what used to work before. Because now nobody talks about Fall Out Boy. When Save Rock and Roll came out, everybody was all over that. And now, y'all are yesterday's news. I'd rather sit around and wait for My Chemical Romance to come back than to listen to Mania one more time. That's my rant. I love you guys. Have a good day.